almost there. I have to scale this fence. The great outdoors. We're back finally. It was very heavy for me to haul all that gear over here, but I made it. And is that a white-tailed eagle? Well, it's now gone. Anyway, right over there I can see a beautiful grove and I can put my tent over there. And I'll be relatively inconspicuous to the birds and other animals. So let's see if we can find a nice spot over there and do some birding. Now this is a beautiful place for me to put up my birding tent, to put up my hideout. Just behind these bushes is a beautiful lake where you can find spoonbills, kingfishers, all sorts of birds. Sometimes you can see a fox or some deer. So I'm going to put up my my photo blind here, not facing the sun but facing the other way to give me more contrast. And I'll also be less exposed to the wind. It's very windy here, so I'm going to sit right behind these bushes here, these blackthorns and other bushes, and hopefully we can do some nice birding. So let's go. Well, there you go. Now in this photo blind I can see across the lake from 3 different directions. So that is great. I just saw a couple of ducks and some coons, but just your typical garden variety birds. However, I've been stupid again. I packed my bag yesterday, I packed my drone. This morning I packed my food, my water, everything was ready. But what do I forget? I forget to replace the battery in my camera. So I charged the battery last night. I put everything in my bag except the battery. There's still an old battery in here. So I've been here for 5 minutes and the battery is almost dying. So that means I'll do a lot of birding today, but I can't show you guys. And I keep doing this. Somehow I always forget to replace the damn battery. And I'm sure you guys know what that feels like. You've come out here and then you notice that your battery is almost dead. Oh well, you live and you learn. I just saw a few little plovers. Plovers are also quite beautiful with their black and white heads. They're bobbing around along the water banks. Not the most rare birds over here, but still beautiful little plovers. There are a couple of ringed plovers flying around here, but even with my autofocus and image stabilization, I'm just too slow to be able to photograph or film these birds in flight. They just go around like swallows, they move very fast, and they're just too fast for me. Too fast for an old guy like me. But when they land, at least I can make some nice pictures of them. But they just make the most beautiful sound. It sounds very exotic, very tropical. Beautiful little birds. Ringed plovers. And now the plovers are even approaching my tent. I can almost film them with my Pocket 3. Alas, no battery power remains, so I could have made some beautiful close-up pictures of this plover right here in front of me. It's maybe 10 yards in front of me, 10-12 yards. Well, lesson learned. Don't forget to bring your batteries. Seriously, why is there a helicopter suspended over this nature area? Did I forget to pay my parking tickets again? It's just hovering. So it's either looking for me, which I doubt, or there's some weirdo that escaped and they're looking for him. Seems like a police helicopter. Chasing away all the wildlife, thank you very much. The animals thank you too. Well, it seems that my friends, the Highlander cows, have decided to join me. They've come here for a drink, it seems. Isn't this area beautiful? Almost nobody goes here, which is the way I like it. No trails going here, and people are afraid to go off the trail, so that's good for me and for the animals, of course. Now have a look. Have a look how fantastic this area is for birds. Look at all these hundreds and hundreds of bird prints everywhere. You can see that birds really like this area, wading along the waterline, finding insects and crustaceans and worms. A beautiful feeding area for these birds. Plovers, spoonbills, kingfishers, you name it, anything's here. I mean, look at all these bird prints. Birds everywhere. Well, I'm back in the forest. I just had my second flu of the year, another week in bed with the flu, and it's only April. So my recovery is not going that well. But today it's Easter, my kids are with my parents, and I felt pretty good, so I'm now in the forest again, overlooking one of the lakes. I'm looking at little grebes, crested grebes, swans, herons. I also saw an eagle. You can hear the little grebes, you can hear their beautiful mating calls. They're catching little fish from the water. And hopefully I can spend an hour here in my little tent and do some birding. And hopefully I can make some beautiful images of water birds. So let's see what pops up in front of the lens. In the small pond in front of me I saw two sticklebacks, and these are very tiny fish which you can often find in these small pools, and during spring they become very territorial, at least the males do, and the males, they fight over their side of the pond, and they become very dark in coloration, and they sometimes get these colorful rings around their eyes, and I could see two males fighting over the same territory. It's a very small pond, a few feet by a few feet, but they're fighting for their own side of the pond and who gets to mate with the females, or at least who gets to fertilize the eggs of the females in that pond. And this is about the time during which they start building their nests, and they make little nests of water plants, and they break them off and they stick them all together. They glue them all together in a sticky substance, in a sticky mess. Those nests float near the water surface, and that's where the males will lure the females, after which the eggs of the females will be fertilized. And the eggs will be incubated in those little nests. And it's just fascinating behavior to see. These small fish can be easily overlooked. I thought they were tadpoles, but then I zoomed in with my telephoto lens and I noticed that they were sticklebacks. And these sticklebacks are a major food source for the grebes out here. The little grebes, the crested grebes. The herons will also capture these small sticklebacks. And they're just a typical Dutch fish you can find over here. Beautiful. Well, it was a beautiful morning. Time to pack up. See you next time.